Guys, happy Thursday evening. I wanted to come on here and update you guys. I had my last appointment with Dr. McCormick today. He's actually leaving the state, so it was kind of bittersweet. I, have very, very mixed feelings, but, he agreed with me about not wanting to do anything else with my hip until I had no other choice. So that really makes me feel better, because I know a lot of people have this mentality of, don't you want your life back? Don't you want to get rid of the walker? Well, of course I do. But at the rate of it being worse, no, it's not worth it. And he said, your risks are a lot higher than your rewards for something like that. So it was kind of a validation that I needed. When he first came in, he said, that doctor texted him and he just felt awful. He said, I was really hoping for anything other than that report. Me too. He did another x-ray. And my bone is even bigger. So it's clearly obvious that he didn't just miss the bone. It's growing back. The weird thing is, that amount of bone in the position that it is shouldn't grow back for like 40 to 60 years. Like after a surgery like this. Like even 20 years is fast, because it's just not supposed to happen. You're shaving it for a reason. So we still don't know why it's grown back, why I have a re-tear, why I have tendonitis. I did already have bursitis, but it's worse. He was talking about blood tests maybe, or biopsies that could predict the reliability of your cartilages. I don't really know that would exist, but I said, honestly, I'm not signing up for a biopsy. I've had plenty of procedures done, especially here lately, but take all the blood you want. Like, if you can help somebody else, take all the blood you want. Now, yeah, I think that it's a whole lot to do with morphines. And I told him, it's not just morphines. EDS, and there's some more that you have to watch out for. We're just not reliable. Nothing in our body is reliable. So when you're taking on a big risk like that in a very big, important joint, that's dangerous. So, I was asking him what all he learned from me, because I know he has changed his rehab protocol drastically because of me. I know he's changed some things in surgery because of me, and a couple other things because of me, which I'm really glad that I'm able to help other people, but at the same time, it's really shitty to feel like the guinea pig, and the guinea pig doesn't get helped. So that's kind of crappy. But sorry, I haven't quite processed it all yet. I'm glad that I'm able to help other people, and I'm glad that when he does go to Wisconsin, he is going to have a fear. I wouldn't really wish fear upon anybody, but you probably should be afraid of people with connective tissue disorders. And he said, honestly, I will never, ever, ever in my practice ever see another Marfan patient. That speaks volumes. Like, that is a very heavy-handed statement. Yeah, so he said if there's one in my room, I will literally walk out. The problem is, you don't know. Like, some people don't know that they have it, and you might get in there and do all this stuff right, and they end up like me, and you're not going to know that. the ticket is to listen to your patient. You know, I told him, hey, I have Marfan syndrome. Hey, my joints all suck. Hey, this doctor told me that there's really nothing they can do. Hey, maybe we shouldn't do this. Hey, is there any other options? I'm not saying that, you know, he was wrong for having hope that he could fix me, and honestly, that was the reason I went forward, because why would you not try something that was going to help you when someone else told you that it could never be fixed and it was just going to get worse? So, at that rate, I don't regret doing it, but it still sucks, you know? And like I told him, I don't necessarily mind having a walker. I'm not vain. I don't care that people look at me and they're like, oh, she's awful young to have that, and judging looks. I don't care at all. It doesn't bother me. It is a little inconvenient at times, but that's about the worst of it. It is very inconvenient to not be able to tie my own shoe, put on my own sock, get out of the shower by myself, but still doable, right? But the really, really, really crappy thing, like I told him, is that after all of this, I have these fears of everything. And I shouldn't have that at 31. Like, that's not fair at all. You know, I used to go to 4 or 5 concerts a summer. That just sounds very unsafe and like a horrible idea now. Like, what if some drunk knocks into me? It could be very bad. Like, yeah, they have handicapped seating, but you've got to get there somehow. So, things that I've done all this time, I'm terrified to do. You know? Rightfully so, but it still sucks. You know? Yeah, I'm not able to talk without crying yet. So, yeah, I'm being kind of vulnerable here, so be easy, folks. Anyways, the PA that works with the doctor that's leaving is going to a new practice. So, the plan as of now is going to be that I follow him and I go to that doctor. Mostly because I really don't want to start all over. You know, obviously this is very rare to have played out this way. So, to go to this doctor that doesn't even do the surgery in the first place, and to start going into all these issues, and hey, will you continue to see me? I would look like a crazy person, even more than I already am. So, for me, it's just easier. And I even gave him an option. I'm like, do you want to run? Like, I'm giving you an out right now. You don't have to see me. Because I wouldn't want to see me. Like, really? Especially after you know all this. But anyways, he said, yeah, I wouldn't care to see you at all. So, as of right now, that's the plan. There is one other doctor in the state that does this surgery. Word on the street is he's leaving as well. I don't know if that is true or not, but I do know that he has not done very many of the surgery. So me going to him, hoping that he has knowledge of this surgery, isn't something that would be entertained by me, because that doesn't sound logical. So, this other doctor does replacements, which I'm not planning on it anytime in the near future until I have 0 choices. You know, he said his advice would be to go back to Laskowski in Ohio. I said, yeah, he told me that he can't help me at all. So he said bye, basically. And he said that's really bad, because he's one of those doctors that if he thinks there's any chance whatsoever that he can help you, he'll try. So, for me, he flat out told me in like the first 5 sentences of the last visit, I can't help you. You know, he thought that the bone maybe had just been missed, but I've always had an issue believing that because of all the scans I've had, and the doctor's been in there twice. It would be very difficult to miss that amount of bone that many times. So it's just grown back. And my labrum has just retorn. And I have tendonitis in several places that will get worse. And I have fluid in my bones that isn't great. So, you know, right now it's just making the best. And I do that as a rule, you know, but when you go to the doctor and they're like, I'm sorry, basically, that's hard. I mean, I can't help you. You're going to get worse. You don't have many choices. That's hard. So, I'm going to get off here. And if I forgot anything, I will post it in the comments. But thanks for listening.